The information contained in this video is intended for educational purposes. We are not responsible for any damage to your device resulting from improper disassembly or installation. Proceed at your own risk. This is Mike from GoCellPhoneRepair.com, and today we're going to replace the lens on a Nokia 520. You're going to need a T-5 Torx bit in order to remove the screws from the rear panel. I would recommend having a thin pry tool and something like a dulled razor blade on hand to get underneath some of the cables on the inside. And then, of course, you will almost definitely need to have some adhesive, as these replacement lenses tend to come without any new adhesive. So you'll probably have to cut your own type. All of the links for the tools and the replacement part can be found in the video description. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to want to do is make sure, of course, that we have the phone powered off. And from here, we'll just remove the back panel. There's a little tab at the top where you can pull that open. And then we'll go ahead and remove the battery. And if you've got a SIM card or micro SD card, go ahead and make sure to remove those as well. From here, we'll remove all of the T5 Torx screws from the rear panel. And then you can take a thin pry tool and just kind of work your way around the seam here. Do be careful around the buttons and the charging port. You don't want to accidentally damage anything here in the process. And once we have the panel removed, there are two flex cables on the inside that we need to disconnect. One at the top right hand edge, and this is actually the touchscreen flex, and then one down at the bottom lower left hand corner of the logic board. There's a small tab also in that same area, so you're going to have to kind of work against that. Just kind of pry this open. It does lock the logic board down into position, and once you get past that little snap, you can lift the whole piece out of the phone assembly. And from here, we are going to have to remove the headset jack in order to feed the cable for the lens through the mid frame. So be careful with this one. There is some adhesive underneath it. You might want to heat it off, but usually you can just kind of peel that away from the frame. And the next thing we want to do is just go ahead and start prying the mid frame away from the part that holds the lens in, basically that the lens is attached to. So wherever you can find a soft spot, usually going from one of the sides, you can get in between the two and then just kind of work your way around. Again, if you've got a heat gun, they do come in handy. This one just kind of snaps into place, so it's not too tough once you unlock it. There are a couple of tabs that you release, and then we can remove the entire LCD, and we've got just the frame and the lens. If you buy this whole piece, it makes the work a lot easier, but we're going to go ahead and remove this glass from the plastic frame. So this is kind of the harder way to do this job. If you just buy this whole piece, it generally will cost a couple dollars more, but it does make your life a little bit easier. And once we get the glass detached from this plastic frame, we can go ahead and set that aside. Next thing we want to do is clean up the surface and install our new adhesive. Once you've got that done, it's pretty easy from here on. Make sure you clean any fingerprints or dust off of the lens before you install it, and then we can just thread the flex cable through the plastic frame. And make sure that is seated properly. There's no broken glass underneath it, of course. And then we'll go ahead and install the LCD. Do remember to put your headset jack back inside the frame. And then we can go ahead and install the logic board. And make sure you get underneath those little tabs before you attach your flex cables. And once we make sure that everything is plugged in and seated properly, we can go ahead and reattach the rear panel. Put your Torx screws back in, and the rest is pretty easy from here on. And there you have it. If you found the video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to share it on the social media platform of your choice. For more information, visit us on the web at gocellphonerepair.com. Thanks for watching.